Hello and welcome to the 23rd Annual Garden State Film Festival. My name is Emily DeSimone, and today I have with me director and writer Yadid Herstricht Licht of the animated short Kid President. Yadid, how are you today? Thank you so much for joining me.
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, Yadid, I did watch the animated short. It made me laugh. I thought it was this really cute idea and I thought it was very well executed. Would you like to tell our live audience a bit about your animated short?
Yeah, my animated short is called Kid President, and it's an animated mockumentary about a 10-year-old boy who is president of the United States, and it follows him as he tries to create a ban on all vegetables.
So, it was so funny to watch it. It really did make me laugh. What inspired your writing for this little animated short?
Yeah, I guess the various things, but I'd say mostly there are several movies from like the early 90s, early 2000s that had to do with kids who somehow find their way into the adult world of
Mhm.
sports. So there are these movies, Little Big League, which is about a kid who becomes the manager of a baseball team. Or this movie, it's called Like Mike, which is about a kid who becomes a professional basketball player.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know why like there was so many of these types of movies were being made at this time.
Mhm.
But I thought that premise was first off just like sort of odd and funny, and I thought it was just right for humor and storytelling. And I sort of took that idea and ran with it and applied it to the presidency. Like, what if the president was a kid? Um,
Exactly. I
yeah,
feel like watching it, I was like, I know I've seen something about a kid somewhere being president, but
mhm.
in the past. But so what is your? Because there was a lot of talent that was put into this animated short. I thought it, like I said, it was very well executed. I thought the artistry was really well done, and I would love to know what your background is in animation and what this process was like for you.
Yeah. So this was actually this is my thesis film as part of a Master's of Fine Arts in Animation from DePaul University. So it was actually 3 years. 3 years of work went into a 5-minute short film, um, which is wild. But that's the case when it's hand drawn animation, and when you're working with such a small team. So yeah, I mean the project started with me, and I worked with a fantastic cast of voice actors, mostly students actually. Um, and and as I was working on the project, I first was very intent on, you know, I'm going to do this thing all by myself. I'm going to animate this all on my own, and I realized that's just not doable at a certain point. And also, there's so much you can gain when you create a larger collaborative project. So over time, I assembled a larger crew of
Mhm.
artists who assisted with the completion of the animation. Um, and on top of that, I also worked with an incredible composer and sound designer who made a fantastic, fun soundtrack for the film, as
Mhm.
well as lots of zany, cartoony sound effects. So yeah, it was a really great experience. When it comes to the collaboration, as well as the mentorship that I got from my thesis advisors and thesis chair as I worked on the project.
So, are you now graduated from school or?
Yes, I'm graduated. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, I really did think it was a very talented work, and I am really excited for more people to be able to see it at the festival.
thank you.
With that being said, how did you find the Garden State Film Festival? And again, congratulations on being accepted and screened.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, actually, my last film that I made, called Duet,
Mhm.
screened at the Garden State Film Festival as well, and received an award for a student animated short. Um, so I'm a Garden State Film Festival alumnus, and so I knew as soon as I completed this film that this would be one of the first festivals I would submit to.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Well, I'm so happy to have you back.
Mhm.
With that said, so if you don't mind me asking, how long has it been since you've graduated school?
I graduated in June, so
Oh, okay.
very, very fresh. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. So with that said, you are, you have your footing in and whatnot, and you're working towards getting your career really set in this. What would you say was your favorite part of the process, and maybe what was a challenging part of the process for you as a student?
Mm. Um, I would say my favorite part of the process, I would say was just the experience of animating the film. Because I got into this because I love to draw. Like ever since I was 4 or 5 years old, it's all I've ever wanted to do. In fifth grade, I won the award for most likely to become a cartoonist.
Oh,
so, so,
you're well on
um,
your way. Yes.
so I always, for as long as I can remember, like drawing, doing animation, it's like
Mhm.
what I've wanted to do. So I think the stuff that brought me the most joy in this process was just getting to draw, and especially when it comes to making an animated short, there's so much planning that goes into it.
Mhm.
Um, I first came up with a script. There
Mhm.
was a storyboard. Um, so sometimes it feels like when you approach the animation, when you're actually sort of bringing the scenes to life, a lot of the story is was already there. But what I enjoyed the most was while in the process of doing the animation, just
Mhm.
finding little moments that would make me laugh. Being like, oh, like what if Kid President makes like this like goofy little face here, or like what if he holds a juice box like this, like
Mhm.
things that were never in the script, things that were never in the storyboard. Um, so I think it was pretty common for me to just be in my room like at 12 a.m. just laughing, literally just
Mhm.
laughing, looking at my own drawings that I was making, drawings that you would only see for like a split second in the course of the animation, but stuff that really gave me a lot of joy.
I mean, having watched it myself, I would definitely say it brought me joy. I just sat there like laughing, thinking how the different like parts of it were just so ironic and just funny. And what is it that you hope to your audience to take from it? My apologies, I was putting that sentence together.
Yeah, well, so this short, Kid President, it's very different than Duet, my last film
Mhm.
that was in your festival. It was Duet was much more pensive
Mhm.
and musical, and
Mhm.
although inspiring, I'd say, like, it was a sad short. And I worked on that film for a year and a half. And when you're working on a film for that long, like those emotions are the ones that sit with you. Like when I was working on that project, like I had to sort of deal with these emotions of loss and grief
Yeah.
on a daily basis because that's what my film was about. So when I was coming up with Kid President, I knew that I wanted, like, the top priority for me was to make something that was fun and something that would be light. Um, and I know that the world is crazy, and the news and the headlines are not um, always great. So I really just hope that Kid President could be something that can offer joy, laughter, fun, and also for children watching it too. I think that it does. It could ask people. It could have them ask questions like, "What if I were president? Like, what would I do?
Mhm.
Um, what would my priorities be?" And I also think for adults watching it, it could help sort of bring people back to their, the optimism or naivete or excitement of youth.
Yeah.
The president, he approaches life in the presidency with such joy and optimism, and I would like to spread that with the world.
We have to laugh our way through life. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with that a lot. So having gotten through your degree, what is something that you've learned that you would like to share to, someone who's going into their freshman year in animation, or someone that's just starting out? What's some advice you would give them?
Yeah, so I have a theory about, well, I don't know, like, I'm definitely on my own career journey right now. Getting into festivals is an incredible accomplishment, and I'm so proud of it. And I sort of think that when I ask myself, like, oh, like, how do you get to, like, how do you make a film or how do you become an animator? And my theory is that you have to be delusional enough to think that you can do it in order to get you there. So, like, so all my life I have dreamed of making an animated TV series. And like when I talk about it with like my friends or family, I don't even talk about it as an if. Like in my head, it's like it's a when. It's
Yeah.
always been a when. Like when am I going to get to do it? And everything, so much of my artwork and so much I've done in my life has been in pursuit of that. So I suppose if you have a dream and you hold on tight to it and are really, really, really convinced that like this is possible, like I don't know who else achieves these things without having a delusional self-confidence until you actually achieve those said things. Like making an animated short. This was literally 3 years of my life, and while the end product is really entertaining and fun, like the behind the scenes, it's not it's a lot of late nights, a lot of late nights, like to be honest, like on your own in a room drawing. It's really, really hard, but it's been worth it. So I would just say as my advice to just stick. If you have a dream, like hold on to it, stick with it, and don't wait for somebody to give you an opportunity. Try to create opportunities for yourself.
I love that advice. I do not think you are delusional by any means. You created an amazing project, concept, an amazing piece of work that is now going to be screened in a very well-known film festival. And with that, like what is your future plan for Kid President?
Yeah, so my dream would be to develop Kid President into something larger, like an animated series. So since I finished the film, I've actually been spending some time developing a larger pitch around it. Just this week I was sitting in a coffee shop writing up new episode ideas. So although the film right now, it's just a film, I see it as a proof of concept for something much larger. And when I was choosing, when I made the story for Kid President, I had so many ideas for what the story could be about. And I zoned in on this is gonna be about him banning vegetables, but I have so many more ideas. And every time I sit down, and try to think about it, just more and more pour into my head. So I think I really do think there's so much potential for this, and I just hope I can actualize that and get it out into the world.
Well, I think that you are off to an amazing start, and you should be extremely proud of yourself because there are going to be many people who are going to be able to come out and see this. And guys, you can come see this animated short Kid President at the Cranford Theater on Saturday, March 29th at 10:30 a.m. Yadid, thank you so much for joining me today. You are such a warm pleasure to speak with, and I really do hope that I will see you there.
Yes, thank you so much. I also appreciate you having me today. I'm still looking forward to the festival.
I will see you there. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye. Thank you.